I guess to some of you watching this is a little trip back in time. Am I filming an intro for one video while painting another one? Yeah, you gotta plan ahead in this industry. But if you haven't seen what I'm working on right now, check it out. I'm not painting for nothing, people. The next painting in my Florida series, I'm gonna do something a little citrusy, because that's like their whole thing, like Florida oranges, you know. When I was down there, I didn't get a lot of good orange footage, but I still felt inspired nonetheless to paint it. But thank God, I was stalking Jamie from high school and found this little gem on her Instagram. So I slid in the DMs and she said, "Paint away, girl, paint away." So I started by clearing off my palette from an old painting I did. It just feels right to have a fresh plate to work with, you know? So for this painting, I chose a warm color palette and I mixed a few different shades of green so that I could get the base shadows and highlights down as like a guide for myself so I don't get lost in the sauce later on. I painted the base colors in about an afternoon and then I let the oil paint dry for a few days before adding in the rest of the details. In the meantime, I've got some business to attend to. I'm gonna see if I can get this done in one sitting while I'm waiting for my self-tanner to develop. Gonna blend this real quick. Okay, pranks, it needs to dry, so I'm gonna let that sit overnight. Okay, so the base coat of the painting is done, and now it's time for the highlights. The vines are done. O-R-A-N-G. It's so embarrassing to spell that wrong. Does that look cheesy?
I think it needs to be maybe touched up a bit, but there's something about that that looks good to my eyes.
I'm glad your eyes are lacking. The sign needs help. I want it to look wooden and vintage and like, I don't know, symmetrical, but I'm not a graphic designer and you can definitely tell. So we're gonna fix it. So I found a vintage orange logo online, no copyright, and reshaped it to match the size of the sign. Then I measured out how big I wanted it to be and got some tracing paper to transfer the image. Tracing paper is kind of like a clear film that you trace over a picture and then you flip it over, retrace the back with charcoal, and then you press into it again and transfer that charcoal onto a canvas, like that. And now we can see the full transfer. Oh, I'm living it. So I had some of these leftover paints from another painting I did. Do not ask a single question. I didn't want to waste the paint, so I mixed some of the leftovers together into this cream color, and I kept the orange color from the previous sign because I thought it looked vintage and wooden, which is the goal. Then I did some cleanup on the top and put the vines back in where there was previously a sign. Thanks so much for watching. Come back next week for a little bird situation. I'm done now.